Good afternoon, YouTube. It's man always George Page coming to you live on YouTube. As you know, a few days ago, I did a video for a lady that passed away. That was Miss Suzanne Douglas. But today, I got to do a special birthday to a man. This is the baddest mother. Shut your mouth. I'm talking about Mr. Richard Roundtree. This is one Mr. Richard Roundtree. You know him better as Chef. Chef is one of the classic, legendary action heroes of the 70s. They call it black exploitation movies, but I remember, I think, doing the interview. I think one of the I think Fred Williamson. I think was it him or Fred Williamson said that they get their money, they get paid, they were successful. Only I think black exploitation was really made by white people. Just to say that, but some of those movies were classics. They were successful, like him and Pam Grier and Bernie Casey, and just those guys were just great. So anyway, um, you know, uh, now Mr. Roundtree, you know, was born July the 9th of 1942 in New Rochelle, New York. Now his mother John and Catherine Roundtree, his mother John and Catherine Roundtree. Now he attended New Rochelle High School, and he was a standout. He was a football player, and he did pretty good. But then he went to the Southern Illinois University, and then he dropped out in 1963. And he started his career. He was a model for Ebony and other magazines, and then he did some little stuff here and there. He did some other commercials. And back in the day, they used to sell cigarettes on television. He did cigarette commercials also. So later on in his career, he got an opportunity to play one of the iconic roles of all time, and that's Detective John Shaft. And Shaft, that's a classic movie. Everybody, who if you have, if you've grown up, especially in a black family, you have at least seen the Shaft movies. It's there's it's the three movies, the three original movies are classics. The original Shaft, which is everybody remembers, the song by Isaac Hayes. Dum 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 dum. It's just classic, iconic. And then you had the big score, which is the second Shaq movie he did in '72. And this was a little like when he traveled, went overseas. He became more like a kind of almost like a spy in a way. No, no, this he kind of like more. He was more of a more actiony, more a little heavier. Then in '73 he did Shaft in Africa, and this was pretty bad. He was just, Shaq's just a bad shut your mouth. I mean, and it's a classic. This is like more. He was more like a spy in this one, and these are just classic movies. Now, after a while, he did quite a few other movies during his career. Some movies such as not as well known, movies like Earthquake and Man Friday, which was like based on the Robert Crusoe movies. Remember Friday? And Diamonds and some Escape to um, Athena. But in 1973, he had a series called Shaft. And this one, he played a cop. I think they watered it down. It was only a few episodes and it got canceled. I think it was trying to get to, really try to get people to watch it. And the people who were really true Shaft fans didn't like it. So it got canceled after a few episodes. He did a lot of other movies during his career. He did some TV shows. Just a lot of classic, he was on, shows like, you know, The Love Boat. And also he hosted the Miss America pageant. And he was also on the iconic miniseries Roots, which was about Alex Haley and his family, during slavery time. Also, he's on some series such as Chips, Magnum PI, Then there was other movies during the 80s. One notable is One Down and Two to Go. It was with guys like him and Jim Brown, Fred Williamson, and the great late Jim Kelly. And it's kind of classic. I mean, it's a part where Jim Kelly beat like 6 or 7 guys in the middle of the street. I mean, you have to see that movie. And also he did some other movies like Big Bad Jim, and he played several roles like Miami Cop, in good part of the '80s, The Banker, Crack House. I mean, Party Line, Angel 3, the final chapter. You know, City Heat. Big Score. A lot of movies he did good part of his career, and he also he did some more TV. He in the good '90s he was on the series MacGyver. As you know, MacGyver was a very popular show. He even did Fresh Prince of Bel Air, A Different World, Beauty and the Beast. If anybody remember that show, um, a series of a lot of TV shows and specials on and off during his career. Then in the '90s, he did some movies. There was let's see, there was a George of the Jungle, and this movie that Seven, also Seven, which is if you remember with Morgan Freeman and Brad Pitt. What's in the box? What's in the box? And then this movie here, Steel with Shaq, and it's just this is where I'm a comic book fan. I used to have the Steel comic books. They didn't do it right. Dennis Haysbert should have been Shaq. They should have followed to the comic books, because it's best that, the story of Steel, he became Steel because of the death of Superman. And they just slapped together because Shaq was popular. It was a trash movie. Even though I love Shaq, it's a trash movie. I like to forget about it. He did a series of some more TV shows and movies over his career. Notably, in 2000s, he was in the remake, more of a reboot of the series of the movie Shaft, and this time it was starring Samuel Jackson playing John Shaft, but this time his character was playing John Shaft, the uncle, you know, and it was all right movie, and I think that if you're gonna have anybody play Shaft, I think maybe Samuel Jackson will kind of fit the boot of a bit, you know. And he good part of his career, he did a lot more TV shows and movies. Some then like just like a list of stuff. I mean, you just can't think about it. 2000s and like Meet the Browns, and he was on the short-lived Knight Rider series, The Mentalist, Private Practice. Even he was on the popular series Chicago Fire, and it was on the series Lethal Weapon series with Damian Wayans, and the other guy. I think it was a short-lived series. Um, then he's on the current other series called uh, as Family Reunion, where he plays the grandfather role. Most of these actors when you get to this point, certain age of their life, they play grandfather roles. It's still it's still living. And then he also was in the movie What a Man Wants with God, how can I forget her name? She's a great actress. She's also in the from the movie with Empire. Taraji P Henson. I'm sorry, Taraji P Henson. How can I forget her name? Because it just escapes my mind. And then in around 2019, they revamped this Shaq series movie. This time, Samuel Jackson was playing Shaq, but this time it became a family affair. Um, he now John, Mr. Roundtree was playing John Shaft Senior, not John Shaft the uncle. He was playing Samuel Jackson's father. And you got to think about it. It's not that much difference age-wise between Richard Roundtree and Samuel Jackson. I think maybe barely 10 years at the most, but still enough to he play his father. And also, Jesse Utcher plays the son of of um Samuel Jackson's character John Shaft Jr. And he's John Shaft the third. And I didn't really see the movie. It was all right. Some parts of it were pretty good, and it's good to see these generations of this classic series coming up. Is Shaft has always been one of those great movies, especially in our community. And Mr. Roundtree, he has played his character so well, and now is given a new life with this new generation. Now, also something about Mr. Roundtree, some people do not know that around about the late 90s, he was diagnosed with breast cancer. Now, some people don't think about it, but yes, men can get breast cancer. I think it's under, I think like 10%, 12% of men can get breast cancer. And he had a double mastectomy, which meaning he's, had to move breast tissue, from him. And he has a scar. But he does charity work for breast cancer. And that's a great thing, especially for us men. That's a disease that we should look out for also for ourselves. Guys, get yourself tested. You may not think of it, but if breast cancer is just pretty much cancer in your family, get yourself checked. Even if it's breast cancer, get yourself checked. And and this is, and he really stands out about this. So and also he's a father of 5 children. He was married at least twice in his life. He has 4 daughters and a son. So the Roundtree name will keep on going with a son. That's always like that. But he's a great man, Richard Roundtree. Always, no matter what, he's always gonna be Shaft. And it's just an honor to do this video birthday wish to him. And like I said, I'm gonna put his social media stuff in the description. If you want to reach out to him, say happy birthday to Shaft. You know, it's just he's a great man, and he's just a bad mother. Watch your mouth. I'm just talking about Mr. Richard Roundtree. So like I say, happy birthday, Shaft, and I hope you have many, many more. It's me all the way, George Page. Don't like, subscribe, don't subscribe. I'm out.